Hey, it's Kelly with Don't Run with Scissors. I'm Kelly, your favorite Jeep driving lawyer, mom of twins, 3 crazy rescue dogs, and a rescue cat, 4 rescue guinea pigs, a partridge in a pear tree, really no partridges, no pear trees, who likes to craft in her spare time, has gone back to school to learn ASL, and is trying to train for Ironman. If you're new here, welcome. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. I'm not sure which side it's on. It sends me a message that says somebody liked my video, somebody subscribed. It boosts my serotonin and my self-esteem, and I could really use that, and who couldn't? If you're returning, go ahead and grab your drink, sit on back. You already know the crazy you're in for, so let's have at it. Today is Boxing Day and the first day of Kwanzaa, and I believe the last day of Hanukkah was last night, not tonight. It could be tonight. We could be on the last day of Hanukkah. I think we are. And yesterday was Christmas. So happy all of the above. And I'm not sure where Ramadan fits in there, but I know it's around here. So happy Ramadan if you celebrate. So we're back. And yes, all of the things. I have been busy in bizarre ways. So we've got a lot to cover. I'm going to try and keep this condensed, but we all know. If you know, you know. Okay. So first of all, Christmas was fantastic. Back up, even before that. End of the semester. Grades got posted. Guess who got a 3.7 for the semester? This girl. This girl. I did it. I am totally blown away at myself for this, to be honest with you. This semester was, well, it kicked off with the night before the semester started. Remember, I totaled George. Broke my arm, not in one place, not in 2 places, but apparently in 3 places. Have been doing rehab for that all semester and was in a brace. Was in a cast for half the semester and then in a brace and then doing rehab while trying to sign. Oh yeah, because that's easy. Then we got into the brace and I ended up with COVID for the second time, remember? Oh yeah, because I'm your girl. COVID twice, less than 6 months. Yeah. So then we finished that and I end up with this weird infection in my leg that won't go away. It's gotten better in some ways. It's not as deep red, but the pink has spread farther up my leg. So I go see the doctor in the morning. I don't want any more antibiotics, y'all. I don't. But I feel like something's got to change. Like, we've got to figure this out. Because I can't work out with it. And you're not supposed to work out. Like, you'd be really careful on a lot of meds if you work out. Because you can rupture tendons and things, and that is the last thing I need. So anyways, all of that to say that in between all of that and the ex-husband moving into my house and everything, I still got a 3.7. For those of you who don't know, that's an A- average. How many classes did I take? 4. Okay, well technically I took 5, but I dropped 1, so I have 4. Guess who's still wearing honor cords, and I only have 3 semesters left to go, and so yeah, all of them. That's my ninja moves, because that's how I'm feeling. Okay, so for Christmas, forget my big girl. She's in a crazy mood. I'm not sure what her issue is. So I live here in Michigan, and we expect winter. We expect winter. We expect the winter with the snow and the cold, because our state, half of our state is shaped like a freaking mitten. We expect the cold. Okay. We, however, did not expect sub-zero weather the other day, and my hot water pipes, my water pipes froze. So my neighbor was gracious enough, came over. He has the equipment to defrost the pipes, and we didn't realize that the cold water also, the only place they froze to, honestly, was my shower. He unfroze the hot water because we weren't paying attention to the cold water. I would have thought they ran parallel to each other, but apparently they don't quite do that all the time. It's very weird to me. They are not burst. They have not burst that we know of. He actually crawled underneath my place and looked. So knock on wood, fingers crossed. I have hot water to my shower, so but no cold water. We have turned down the temperature on the hot water tank because otherwise the water in the shower is scalding. Yeah. So it's been an adventure, but it's all good. I'm happy. I am honestly, I'm catching up. I have to make a run to the post office. I will likely do that tomorrow because I have to go to the dentist. I don't have to go to the dentist. I have to go to the doctor about my leg. So we will see. I've also got to get out and do a couple services on cases. So yeah, I've got a couple things to submit to the Corp. Maybe tonight, maybe in the morning. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Also, if you are a tea drinker, Harvey and Sons makes a limited edition gingerbread tea. So I did that with a little bit of milk. So good. It tastes like I'm drinking a gingerbread cookie. It's delicious. It's even good when you let it sit and it gets cold. So we've been busy. I have two big finishes. I was hoping for a third, but I didn't quite get it finished, but I'll still show you that because that's the only thing I'm going to keep working on tonight. So it will get finished tonight. It will probably get FFO'd hopefully tomorrow. I have some sewing to do as well ASAP because they were Christmas gifts. But I haven't seen that person yet, so we're good. We're good. As for what I got for Christmas, let me do that first. One, the kids and my ex-husband gifted us, my daughter and I are going to go to silent camp, which is, I called it deaf camp, and I don't know that, I mean, it is going to be a lot of deaf people are coming camping, as well as sign language interpreters and interpreter students. It is all ASL all weekend. We are cabin tenting. It is cabin tenting. We are going to sleep in cabins. I don't do tents at all. At all. We're going to sleep in cabins that have apparently plumbing and hot water, like water, in February on the other side of Michigan. Send prayers because it's going to be cold. And I don't do cold well. But Bean and I are going to go, as well as at least two of my favorite classmates. Like, I'm totally psyched to be able to go with them. Like, the three of us are like, because we're all older students. We all have kids, and I think we just, anyways, I'm super pumped. Which I never thought I'd be like excited to go into a cabin and go camping. Okay. The other thing is I got a new tablet. My old tablet is fine, but this is much bigger. So I am in the process of setting this tablet up with, I've got pattern, isn't that funny? Look, we can like, just keep seeing Kelly. I have Pattern Keeper installed. What I can't figure out is, can I get the progress that's on the Pattern Keeper, the little Pattern Keeper, onto the big Pattern Keeper? Or do I have to enter the pattern and mark off all my squares? Because that's going to be annoying. Okay. So, before I show you my finishes, because I'm really excited. And honestly, if you follow me on Instagram or even on Facebook, I was so excited about these. I actually posted them on Facebook. You'll know my finishes. So, but if you don't, you don't. And I'll show you those in a second. But right now, I'm working on this handy little ornament for my Jeep Connects Secret Santa person. I Amazon primed her most of her stuff. This is the only piece that is missing. I will likely, it's a Jeep. It's a Jeep, and it's going to have a Christmas tree on top. Her Jeep is called Sparkle, and Sparkle is a black blinged out Jeep. So for the body, I use Diamant, DMC 310 Diamant. It comes on the... I was looking for Etoile. None of our stores around here had 310 Etoile. Because Etoile is actually really easy to work with. This stuff is still like one level better than Kreinik. It's like working with... It's just... It is what it is. Okay. And but I thought it would be more sparkly. And so I'm kind of bummed because it's not really even that sparkly in person. But I just have the 2 tires to do. A little bit of this like trim piece here. And then the tire, and then the tree. And I'm going to make sure that there's, I'm probably going to put little beads on the tree for ornaments. So this is on a piece of Fortnite Fabrics. It's linen. It's linen. I don't know what count. It just says it's linen and it's an ornament cut. So I don't know. I'm going to go with it's probably a 32 because that's where is kind of like my sweet spot right now with linen, where I'm very comfortable, and this is super easy to stitch on. So I have that piece that I'm going to do. That came as a 3-pack. You all remember I got the green, and on the green I'm going to put the Christmas hippo from the blue flower, and then on the pink I might switch that. So I have the pink and the green. One of them is getting Dominic the donkey, and one of them is getting the Christmas hippo. Because the Christmas hippo is going to my mom, whose favorite song is I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas. And Dominic the donkey is going to my man. So that's in this bag. This has now become my ornament bag. Because it became available. And I'm kind of happy about that. I don't think I worked on this one, so the 4-part dropped, but I think I told you guys that last week. Nope, we did not work anymore. I know. The quality of progress I've made is just stunning. Stunning. But that is because I have a Wipgo. I did not get a blackout. I decided that with my friend's health being so bad, that I would rather spend the time to get that project done. Sorry, I've been really bad with my prioritizing my health, and so I've been eating a lot of sugar. So I know between that and the antibiotics and being sick, my blood sugar must be up because I'm also very thirsty. However, I'm not running to the bathroom all the time, so I guess it's okay. So, I will likely be drinking quite a bit in this video. So, I do need to find my water bottle that I enjoy. We all have it. Okay, if you're an adult, we all have that favorite water bottle. And I have mine. And that is just what it is. Okay, so I decided not to work on Lady of the Flag. I may pick up Lady of the Flag as soon as the little Jeep ornament is done. And my sewing. And maybe December will just have, 43 days. I don't know. I kind of feel bad. Like, I was so close to having a complete blackout, but really and truly, I think it is more important. It was more important to me to work on this and get a finish than it was to have a complete blackout on my Wipgo board. And that's okay. And what I'm talking about is the Marine Corps emblem. I did it. Is it not just glorious? Is it perfect? No. No. Is it amazing still? Yes. Yes, it is. So I need to give it a bath. I haven't. I don't know why I haven't. I haven't. But I will. That's on the agenda this in the next couple of days is to give that a bath. And oh wait, I finished one more other thing because I was on a roll of finishing things, and I wanted the finish. I wanted the finish. I wanted the finish more than just 10 days worth of progress, which was not going to get me a finish. And I just was selfish. And so I finished up. To me, I eliminated, just so you guys all know, I did, besides my own little conversions, I had some counting issues because counting is hard. I don't know where I'm off, but I'm off. But whatever. I decided I did not want the bottom border, and I didn't need the under the sea saying. So I finished my frosted pumpkin under the sea Sal. And I love it. I absolutely love it. So I just did the little, I brought the side border down, and then did the little center part. And I think that looks great. And I love it. And it's done. So that will also get a bath. And it desperately needs a bath before I finish it. Okay. So that was all the stitching I got done. That was it. That said, I did make dinner for Christmas. I have done some baking. I did a lot of sleeping. Did some shopping for the kids. The kids and I put up the tree. Actually, I have to say, mostly my daughter put up the Christmas tree. And if I haven't ever told you guys how amazing my kid is, as far as being helpful, they definitely have chipped in. Okay. So, that said, that leads us into the Wipgo numbers have been called for next year. Well, for January at least. Oh, so I have my list. These are all of my whips. Actually, not this gallon here. It's all of my whips. Since I made this list last week and got it all typed up and I printed it out, I now have 3 finishes off of here. Well, I typed it up before because I have Be Grateful here, and that is, I finished that just after like the first of this month. So I think I did the list. I must have done the list like over Thanksgiving weekend, the beginning of this month. But we've already had 3 finishes in December. And the 3 big finishes. I mean, Under the Sea Sal, Be Grateful, which was hardly started, and the Marine Corps emblem. Now this little section over here. Oh, so remind me, we'll go back to this. Really and truly, I have a brain. It's just on vacation. So my January, so Jessie called for Wipgo. Jessie called 6 and 10. So for me, that is the picture of my friend's parents that I'm stitching for her. And the Space Sal from Climbing Goats design. It was a Sal like 2 years ago that I never finished. If you all remember, it was on my Wipgo board this year. I did the 10 days on it. It was the big debate. Do I change my fabric and restart it? Do I just keep going? And we decided to just keep going. Okay, so I have those in my pile. The other thing that I am going to, last year I did it as well, and that is the 12 by 12 on New Year's Eve. They start at noon, and they every hour they're going to switch projects. Excuse me. Which is great. Yeah, all these antibiotics are killing my stomach. So, I have to be like, yeah. Okay, so I do my 12 by 12 a little bit different. I list 12 projects. And I'll start stitching when I, like, kind of that day when I feel like it. I don't have a game plan, like, to start, oh my gosh, it's noon, I gotta hurry up and start. I don't work like that. We all know that. Like, I don't know. On that day, I don't go out after about 5. Like, I'm in for the night. I don't want to be on the road with all of that. Not gonna happen. So the kids and I usually play Wii. We'll figure out what we want as a menu. Right now, the only thing is, Bean has asked for chicken of some sort. And she's fine even if I have a package of chicken thighs in the freezer. And she's like, even if you just season those and bake them in the oven. It's all for skin. But if we play Wii or we want to watch a movie or put together a puzzle, spending time with my kids in person trumps stitching. Okay. The other thing is that if I start to get in a rhythm with something, I don't put it down just because the hour is up. I'd rather just kind of keep working on it until I want to change things. So even though I have 12 projects listed, and I'll show you where I am on each of those, I may only touch 1 or 2 of them. And that's okay with me. Like, I'm not gonna, like, freak out about it. I did decide that all of mine are whips, and they're whips that some of them I haven't touched since 12 by 12 of last January, just because that's the way things worked out. And so, and they're not listed, none of these 12 are listed on my Wipgo board. Okay. My Wipgo board is pretty focused this year. But there's still things that, like, if I got into a groove, some of them probably could get done that night. So, we're going to talk about them. I'm going to show you where I'm at, so that next Monday when I come at you, you can see if we've made any progress on any. So, we'll go through. Okay. So, first in my little pile is the For Good Luck doll from Jonesey Diary. Jonesey Stitchery. And I will try to be good again and pop all the information on these below, because truly it's very cute. I found out about this pattern from Amy, who is Creativity by Gitch, and it becomes a little doll, like a little, I think you stuff it, like you back it and stuff it. This is as far as I've gotten on my little doll, and I only have the copy of the pattern. I don't have the little pattern cover, but you see, so I'll stitch it. He has a little magnets. Does he have 2 magnets for eyes or just 1? I know he has at least 1 magnet eye, because what you do is you stitch the one eye stays on. He's always got at least 1 eye. And you make your wish. And when your wish comes true, you put the other eyeball on it, the other magnet eyeball. I think it's when you make it when it comes true. What I have found in some research is the color of your doll sort of significant as well. Like, there's one for just general luck, and then there's one like for money and whatnot. I think it is charted for red to be red, and I think that's just general good luck, and I'm fine with that. I may make another one. I may make a little series so that I have one for health. Although I don't know that I can get more of the little magnets for his eyeballs. So I don't know. So we'll see. Okay. All right. Here, here is the Space Sal. This will be one of my Wipgo pulls for January. This is the cover sheet. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. This is for my daughter. This was actually supposed to be a project that we were going to work on together. And then it was just really, I went to go get it started. It was giving me hissy fits. So it has just been Mom working on it. And clearly, so in the 10 days last year, I finished Mars. And then I'm moving on. I think it's Neptune. You know, if I was more organized, just said, don't judge me. I have the whole, I have patterns, like, I think I'm working on Mars now, and it started with Neptune, which sounds really weird. But when you buy, what's really cool is, so she gives you the pattern and the called for colors that month. Now I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Okay, so Mars was the first one. Now we're working on Neptune. I don't know where. Okay, so clearly I'm going to spend a day figuring out where the heck I am, because clearly I don't know what I've stitched. I think I have them in order. I don't know who this is calling me, because I don't know what area code 303 is. No clue. None. But I think I'm stitching Neptune now. And I think I stitched Mars first. So yeah, but she also gives you information about each planet, which is like really kind of cool. Or like when you stitch the comet, you'll get, yeah. So I'm stitching Neptune now. I'm stitching Neptune. We figured it out. Okay, so I've stitched Mars. We've got Neptune. We'll keep plugging away, so hopefully I can get at least a couple planets knocked out in the 10 days. Now that I know what the heck I'm stitching. Ooh, I'm so glad we've done this. I haven't touched this again since it got called last year. Or this year. For Wipgo. Okay. So, that is 10 days on that. 10 days on. A little dog tried to sleep on my pile and it threw off my pile. Okay. So this is another one of my 12 by 12. That is Banana Quaker Banana Bob. I stitched this last year. I stitched it for my smalls at StitchCon. I also have Quaker Pear. My goal for 12 by 12 is actually just Banana Bob. I haven't started. It shouldn't take an hour. If it doesn't take the hour, I may go ahead and stitch the pear. I mean, ultimately I'll stitch the pear, but I don't know if I'll stitch it that night. I have my little pile here. Okay. Also, on my 12 by 12, this Patty O'Krabby. I love him. I love him. I often think about stitching on him, but I have not stitched on him since 12 by 12 last year, when I got the whole shamrock finished. I had like 10, 15 stitches in him before. Now I have the whole shamrock that he's holding essentially done, so I can start to stitch him. So that's exciting. He actually has, he had a week's dye works thread called for, And I figured out a substitution for DMC for him. So he's almost all of it called for, but he is done in DMC. My pile over here is going to get quite large. Okay. What is this? Okay. Also on my 12 by 12. We may have a small problem with this one though. Okay, well this is on my 12 by 12, but depending on things, we may not be working on it on New Year's Day because I started it all in brown variegated sulky. I don't know where my thread went. Lord have mercy. Okay. We'll at least be able to finish that thread worth. Lord have mercy. Y'all. It is left in here mid-stitch. I am not even... Do you see this? This is what happens when you leave Kelly's unsupervised. Mid-stitch. This is the Bookcase by Galliana sampler. She's on Etsy, or at least she was last time I peeked. I was worried that maybe I started it the wrong way on my piece of fabric and I may not have it long enough. And so I was trying to work down the side just to make sure, because as you can see, my piece is wider than it is long. And I don't know if it was just because I'm lazy and I just didn't want to trim it anymore, or if I started it wrong. And so I got frustrated and I stopped working on it after the 12 by 12 last year. I think I worked on it on New Year's Day. So I'm really worried that I may be alright. It's 207 stitches by 272 stitches. Now, okay, so she stitched it on 28 count over 1. So that's... Because if it's over 1, that's not like 14 count. And I'm stitching it on 14 count. What do I do? So I'm going to set this to the side here. And we're going to figure this out before I continue to work on this. And maybe I just need to cut off the part that I have done. Especially since I'm not sure where my thread is. So maybe that is the powers that are telling me that maybe I may need to restart this. I don't know. So we're going to set this in separate. We're going to set this in the check. I have not planned dinner. I'm not cooking today. I cooked all day yesterday. Okay. That'll be an adventure. So we'll figure that out. Who knows what it will look like next time you see it. Okay. in here is the little tiniest of stitches. Okay, and to be honest with you, I may just try and knock this out before 12 by 12, and the only reason it's not done is because this is the piece of Ada they give you for this. Now they give you 3 of these in this kit, and I've done the other 2. They're not fully finished yet. They're not, because we all know I don't fully finish 99% of what I stitch. But this is the piece of Ada they give you. This is it. And actually it's actually softened up over time being. And this is the pattern. Why do companies do this? Like, I understand it fits in that little small box that you shipped it in, and that's really cute. But at the same time, seriously? Seriously. So it's Pusheen. I did this one. I think I did this one. I may need to go and look at my box. And then there's this one. You know what might be easier to check? Instagram. And just scroll back on my feed. So I may just try and knock this one out over the next day or 2. And if not, I filled this little bag. It's actually a snack bag from 31. And it's a Yeti. And I love Yetis. And I've been telling my daughter to go look for this little bag because I couldn't find it right away. Because it's little and it folds, and I thought it was in the unicorn one. It's not. It's in the Yeti. But I found it. So we got to figure out which of the 3 is the most. Look, y'all don't come to me for organizational tips. Come on now. And if you don't know that by now. All right. Okay. Okay, so this is Ask Not. It's a JFK quote. Ask not what you can do for your Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. It's hard to imagine that I have 5 degrees and I can't hardly read today. Okay, so this is just on oatmeal Ada in the DMC conversion that I did. That's where we left it last year. I think I worked on... Did I only work on this on 12 by 12? Or did I also work on this maybe on President's Day? I don't know, but I'd really like... I don't think that I will get this all finished in an hour. Okay, I know I won't get it done in an hour. But I feel like I should be able to make some good progress. And I kind of feel like I may want to just chop out this whole center section here. And just move up the bottom row of flowers. And just have the quote. Which would certainly make it closer to being finished. So we'll see. We'll see. You'll be just as surprised as I will be. Okay, what was previous Kelly thinking? Because there's no floss. Well, praise baby Jesus. At least I wrote down the flipping numbers. At least I did that. So I'm going to need to go through and make sure that I have the DMCs. What was previous me thinking, not leaving the threads in with the project? Previous me would go out and I would kit up every project. I wouldn't look through my bag like, okay, do I have it in a different bag? And what I found out I was doing was I was buying like 27 of one color, but I would only need like a couple threads off of it. So then I'd have all these extras of that color. And so then I thought, that makes no sense. Let me just have one master like set in boxes. But then every time I go to work on a project, I have to rifle through and hope and find all of those. And it's driving me. I don't like that system. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like the system. I need to go back to, okay, if these are my pieces I'm working on, making sure I have the flosses for them and that they're right there. Okay. Oh, yeah. I was really jamming last year. What did I do? Like, what do we play a lot of games or something? Sometimes my kids want to play a lot together and mess around and laugh, and sometimes they don't. So I don't know. Okay, so this is Hugs by Barbara Laverlle. I love, she's also an author and she illustrates these books. And her books are phenomenal children's books. And she does the most beautiful, she's converted some of her prints and artwork into cross-stitch patterns. The only place I've found them is out of a quilt shop, like in Alaska, which is fine. But I love this book, and I used to read this book to my kids when they were little. And it was Mama, Will You Still Love Me? I think is the name of it, or that's pretty close. And it's all about how this little kid, he's like, even if I mess up, will you still love me? And she's like, of course I'm still going to love you, kind of thing. And it's a beautiful book. And I'm going to need to track down a copy of it because I have a friend who's pregnant, and I think that would be really neat. Okay, so I'm going to work more on her. She's absolutely, I love her. I have the mama's hair down and the baby's hair. So hopefully we'll make it a little bit further this year on that because I really do love it. And again, I have pulled the flosses out of these. Present Kelly is not happy with past Kelly. Okay. I have to print off these patterns, so I'm going to set this in a file too because I need to track down the patterns in my email. So Patty from 4 girls and an NL, 4 boys and an NL girl, because it makes a difference. Which, by the way, if you have not watched her Flossmas on YouTube channel, you should. She's hysterical. She's super sweet. That's who I won the Christmas ornament series from. The seagull, the puffin, and the seagull, a puffin, and a, I don't know, it's a third animal. This was her Sal 2 years ago. 2021. So almost 2 years ago. I have the whole border at least tent stitched. And then I put in the crab. And yes, my crab, he's supposed to be centered in the square. And it does kind of bother me. But I'm not sure it bothers me enough to go and rip him out and restitch him. Michelle Garrett from Benny Stitchy has finished hers. Or is pretty close to it. Again, previous Kelly took all of the flosses out of here. And I'm going to have to stick this in the project, in the pile that says, hey, ding-a-ling, go print the pattern so that you know what you're working off of. Because Past Kelly was not thinking of future Kelly. Okay. Okay. So, past Kelly, we worked on this year because it was on my Wipgo board. And so that Kelly left the flosses in the bag and the pattern. Now I started this. This is Santa's Travels from Barbara Anna. I got it as the Sal. I think I made a mistake at some point, got mad, put it in timeout, and it never saw the light of day that year. Because past Kelly was mad at it. Then I started working on it for Wipgo last year. It was one of my squares. I think I don't know if it was actually Santa's Travel was a square, or was it the whip I least like working on. Well, now I'm kind of curious. You know, here we go. I have no idea when I worked on this last or what I would have worked on it for, because it is not on my Wipgo board for this year. Sometimes I think I should have some of those little cards by Sylvia Ward where I can like cross off the date that I worked on it. And then I think, I don't know that I need that kind of pressure. Because even if I put things down on 5-year cards, again, I'm not sure I worked on this at all this year. Based on my Wipgo board, I did not. So maybe the last time I worked on it was on New Year's Eve last year. So this is where we are. Now, if my memory serves me correctly, because I just have the patterns, I don't have the overall picture printed. I write notes in the margins, but I'm never sure what the notes are for. I think it's only 9 squares and then the border. I don't think it's 12. I know that it's only 3 across. I think it is only 9. So we're on square 4. And it is not perfect. It's not. But that's okay. So, we'll see. Lord have mercy, they're still down here. Okay. Alright, so my new organizational system in my room is that I have pant hangers and I hang my project bags on them, and then I have like these wire shelves that have like a little spot that I can hang my hangers off of. We have not fully transitioned to this, but I kind of like it. So, okay. So this is Harriet Tubman by the Primitive Hare, and I just have my working copy. That's Harriet. I know I worked on her New Year's Eve of last year. But I'm not sure that I took her. Did I take her out? I don't know. I don't know. I know I worked on it for 12 by 12. I'd like to see some really good progress. Ideally get her done this year. So we'll see. It's going to take more than just an hour to get her done. The only time it doesn't work, that system doesn't work, is when I have my other bags where the zippers across the top. Then it's a little difficult. Okay. Previous Kelly has done some very strange things in her project bags. Like I have the floss in one Ziploc in here. I have my pattern. And then I have my pumpkin. Now this I know I restarted last year when I was working on, whenever I worked on this last. It was a restart. I need to get it done because the friend that this is going to actually got engaged. And I was just thinking that this would be kind of a cute little wedding gift to have done. But, this is the pattern, and it is a free pattern. I forget in which group. It's an Etsy shop called, from the UK, called Charts and Stuff. If you search on Facebook for Cross Stitching Guild, you should be able to find it. It's by Michaela Lerner. So, her and Kelly would really like to get some stitching done. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there, I swear. Okay. Oh, so this is my other Wipgo pole. I do not have the picture in here. Here's all the flosses. Okay, so this is, it's on my Wipgo board several times. But that's our starting point for 10 days. This is a pattern that I converted from a photo. It's her favorite photo of her and her late husband. We're not very far. It's a lot of orange. So, okay. This is the last one for 12 by 12. What is it? Oh, I love this one. I love this one. It is Anne Frank by Gera. Now, I will say, if I had to start this over or did it over again, I would take out the airplanes, the bombers. And I would probably leave out the barbed wire on the bottom. But too late for that now. Well, I mean, I could leave out the barbed wire still, but that is Anne Frank. And again, past Kelly, there's a hot mess. This is on a piece of self-dyed Ada. And that's where we're at. That's where we got. So that will be our starting point. I'd like to see a nice chunk out of this done. If I could, like the house top is, the roof is almost completely filled in. I think it is filled in. I think she is all filled in up there. Yes. So if I could get, honestly, if I could get Anne done, I would really like that. That would be huge. This is another one of those that, like, on those days where I'm not working on a Wipgo pull, it would be nice to focus in on, like, some of these little smaller projects and just knock them out. Okay. So that's my 12 by 12 as well. So that's kind of what we have coming up this next week. It's kind of a lot. I'm not gonna lie. But it's all good. It's all good. The other thing that I got for Christmas, yes. What is this? Oh, I gotta work on that. That's my other one that I want to work on. So I gifted, if you guys remember the little sled with the fat quarter shop, it's Christmas time stitch on it. I gifted that, and the gift that she got me. I believe she got it off of Etsy. She picked it. It would not be one I normally would pick for myself. It's lovely, but it's one that she liked. So I am going to, not going to start it right away. It's fully kitted. So I will, I think what I'm going to end up doing is stitching it and then framing it back for her. I don't know. Is that weird? Like, is that a bad thing to do? It's lovely. It's not really my style, like for my house, but it is beautiful. It reminds me of the, and I'm sure this is what it's supposed to be, is like those blue willow dishes. I have an aversion to those dishes. And my ex-fiance, who I was engaged before my now ex-husband and I were engaged, obviously, his mother collected blue willow. And it was this big brouhaha about the blue willow. And so I don't associate good memories with blue willow dishes. I mean, they're lovely, but they're not my thing. So, but I'm grateful that she thought enough to search for something that she thought I would like in a hobby that I enjoy, and did that. I'm extremely grateful. So, it will get stitched. It's not going to get stitched right away. So yeah, so that's my plans. I have a lot of sewing to do. And I still have another, we're off until the 9th. So I got some paperwork to do for the office. And then I have to, I want to finish those modules online. I ended up carrying over, hour-wise, almost 30 hours of interactive time and about 6 hours of observation. Now, since then, I've done a little bit more observation hours. Not much. I would rather focus on interactive hours, which sounds bad, but these modules, there's like 40 hours of them, and she said we could use them for both. Like, we have to decide which one. So I may just finish them and put them towards my observation hours, at which point I would be almost done for the semester. Which is fine to not have that pressure. And then, like our weekend away at Deaf Camp, all of those hours count while we're awake. Like, you can't count sleeping hours, but every hour that we're awake and we get to count all of those for interactive hours. So Um, yeah. So with that, the only other thing is I am in the process of setting up goals for 2023 that are not stitch related. Um, and one of those goals, I think my main goal is honestly is to make my health a priority. Um, I need to get back to being healthy. I have been sick far too much lately, and I know that a lot of that, not a lot of it, a portion of that has to do with what I'm eating. I know that my body doesn't, I should not be eating gluten or things with gluten in them, but those are things that are easy to grab or easy to like pick up on the go. So I'm just gonna have to be more careful about that. Like, and we're not gonna be able to do it. And I always make the exception. I go, oh, but the kids, like kids, blah, blah, blah. No, like, okay, they can have it. That's fine. But Lizzie, please stop. Um, but I can't. And getting back to the gym, those kinds of things are just going to have to be a priority. So I have classes Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights. The kids don't have classes yet. We're still in the process of working all of that out. My son and I had to come meet Jesus with his grades and classes. My daughter turned her stuff around and did really well. And I think she saw those benefits, and gets it now, hopefully. So yeah. And then honestly, this wall needs to get painted. Y'all, I need to get my house done being projects and things finished and together. And yeah. So 2023 is really going to be focusing on. I also need to work on communication with my clients. I realize that while I know things are okay, my clients don't always know that things are okay. And I have some clients that are okay with not having constant contact and only hearing about things like if something's happened with their case. But I have some who need me to check on them much more often. Like I have some clients that really need a twice a week check in. Like, hey, just so you know, everything's going good, no updates kind of thing. So I do need to, I'm going to make that a priority as well. So yeah, so that's kind of, anybody wants to jump on the let's get healthy together? And I'm not talking about dieting. No. If losing weight is a byproduct of it, that's great. But my goal is to be healthy and strong so that, life is good. So if you want to do that, or you want to, I don't know, like what are some of your goals? And I'm not like, I don't do the whole, I use this time of year and I do a check-in every once in a while in my goals. I usually check in probably like once a quarter on my goals for the year. And I say, okay, so what's working and what's not working? And I focus on like, okay, so what's a goal for my family? What's a goal for, like, in this case, my business? What's a goal for my school? Like, like, do I have those goals? I have registered for one race already this year for this coming year, and that's Bear Lake. My firm will be a sponsor as well again this year. Well, for 2023, I am going to do the goal or the Christmas tree. I really like the thought of doing either an all ASL one, or doing like Merry Christmas in different languages, and kind of having like Santas around the world on there and things like that. So, we're still kicking it around. And then I look at some of the trees that are like, the Candyland thing, and they look so pretty, and they're kind of bright, and so I have a feeling that if all goes well, we'll probably do more than one tree, but for sure the goal is one tree that we will decorate and will be amazing. Because if it's not amazing, why are we doing it, right? So yeah, so there's some big things in the works. So yeah. Otherwise, I will wish you all Happy New Year, because the next time I see you, it will be 2023. Um, I'm hoping that this year brings us all good health, and happiness, and peace. And yeah, we'll go from there. So I'll see you next week. I'll show you what progress I have on this stack. Hopefully I'll be able to find the things that I'm missing. And we'll take it from there. So yeah. So I'll see you guys later. Have fun. As always, if you need to get a hold of me, best way or easiest way is probably on Instagram. I'm His Princess Kelly on Instagram. And I will catch up with you all in a week.